Okay, hey guys, this is video 8 in our list and detail app um, video series. Uh, so where did we leave off? So video 7, update the detail view and the model. Let me just grab my simulator. We'll do a very quick recap. So yes, what we did the last time was we put in place the logic for tapping on this. Well, that was in video 6, but in here we updated the detail view with the results. We updated the detail view and model for post by ID request, progress indicator, and empty state with basic error handling for alert. Okay, so we get to this screen. We're making a new API request. Let's have a quick look at the code. Post detail view here. Yes, we make this quick request that we've put in place in our view model. Where's the view model here? Here we go, fetch post. And we handle the errors. Again, a basic error handling. We handle the loading, progress indicator, and the empty state if the results come back as empty. And we have this additional section for comments separated by this custom divider that we put in place. So I had a look at this screen and I was thinking, what can we do here just to implement a bit of complexity, a few API requests and handle them separately. So what I thought, just with the API that we have, it's quite a basic API, but what I thought might be a good idea is maybe just to simulate some potential or possible real life scenarios. Maybe when the user taps on this, um, when the user taps, we have some strange layout here, I've just noticed. Maybe we can take a look at that later. Why are we getting this? Oh, maybe these are carriage returns in the block. Maybe that's it. Not sure. If we got a response here. Okay. Um, I haven't set up SSL, so I can't actually see the response correctly. Which is odd. Look at that. Okay, so yes, the user, what I was thinking is the user taps here, we'll pass in the information we have on the post because we're just redisplaying it here. But maybe to simulate some possible real life behavior for an app, let's still make the API request once we get here with the post ID. So we're making that additional API. And if I look back to, where is it? Here it is. Let's bring it down. So if you recall, I think we were getting post by ID. So we were passing in the ID to the view, to this new post detail view model here, passing it in, populating it here. And then we were making this singular fetch post and displaying it on the screen. But I was thinking maybe let's pass in what we have because it's the same data. Um, and here we'll make a repeated call, but we won't display a spinner on this post. But let's say we're querying our server for any updates to the post, um, any edits that were made by the user. So what we'll do is we'll make the request in the background asynchronously, and we will update this once we get a response back. And once we do, we'll put some sort of UI element, maybe a little label here, to symbolize that the post was updated, that we have actually got the latest version. Simultaneously, we're going to make a request for comments related to this post. So we're going to use this API here, get posts with user ID, no, get comments with post ID and user ID. What I've done is disable this user ID. We take that out and we hit it. This is post 2. We get back all the comments related to post 2. So let's do that. And this is a new response model. Email here is new. So let's do that. Let's make that request separately. Let's display a loader here, an empty state, and then populate the comments with something quite similar to this layout, something simple for now. Um, so let's do that. Let's jump in and see how far we get. Something that I would like to return to that we left in the last video, just struggling with it a bit, is these previews here. So we added in previews. What we were trying to do in the last video was, so we were designing these sections here and the navigation headers. We're trying to get this section to align in, in size and in visuals to this section header. So we wanted to use the preview rather than continuing to run the simulator all the time. So we were trying to set up this preview block here. We're having a little bit of difficulty with that. So just to show you the solutions on both of that, I just had a look at it later because the video was beginning to go over the hour mark, the previous calls or previous video. So we didn't want to spend too much time. But if we look at the list view first, which is our first view we implemented, and let's bring up the canvas, have a look at it here. So this was complaining that the compiler was complaining once we tried to run preview that router wasn't available. So we just provided router. So we just got the router and we inject it into list view as an environment object. And here's the list view, and the list view is expecting this environment object and reads from it, and everything builds then. So if we have a look here at router, so we're calling it in the navigation stack. That's specifically what we're doing with it to keep track of our stack of views. So that was fairly straightforward to resolve it here. In our post detail view, if I go to here, resolve the solution was a little bit different. So the preview closure doesn't know anything about the app environment, including the parent's navigation stack. So there's no navigation stack defined here in the view. So we need to define it. If we want to view it in our preview canvas, we need to define it. So we were creating our mock API client and our view model based on that mock. And then all I've done is wrapped the view in a navigation stack. Now, in order for a navigation stack to be set up correctly, I needed to create this state object router and just simulate um, what the post detail view is actually doing. And what it's doing is it's grabbing the environment object router, but we're plugging that in from the parent view. So we don't have that parent view here. So what I've done is set up a state object navigation router. I've used this at previewable annotation to make that available inside the preview, and then I'm using it directly in my stack, and I'm actually injecting it too, although I'm not sure it's being used in this view, so we don't need to inject it, but I'm injecting it if we do decide to use it, it's being injected. So that's just a quick revisit on how to get these previews working, and maybe we'll use this preview in this video. Okay, so let's make some changes. Let's get started. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this closure after our preview and just bring up a second so I can keep an eye on my view model. And let's focus on this post detail view here. Okay, so this is going to change. Where is my simulator? This is going to change because I don't want this to display a loader. I previously said I might chain these two asynchronous tasks and maybe add them to a task group, and wait on the response from both before handling anything in the UI. But that's a valid use case in some apps, but it doesn't really make sense here. So I think we'll just make both calls asynchronously, handle the response from each call as it comes in. We'll do that easily in the view model using the publishers. Everything's annotated with this published variable. So once it comes back with an updated response, it should update the view, and we'll just build the view with that in mind. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we have our fetch post. We want that. We are doing that already, although we're waiting for this at the moment. We're going to try and plug this in. I think I'll start with the comments, which is a new API. So let's put that in place. Or maybe, you know what, let's do this. Let's do the post detail first because we've got it all in place. So let's do that. So what are we looking to do? So we're going to, send this post. This is our post here. It's a post response model. Quick look, user ID, post ID. And we're giving that directly to our post card view here. So let's instead, just going to take that off. Let's instead, all right, I get you. List view here. So in the list view, tapping on this, we're using navigation link. The value is this detail view with a post ID. Maybe this route here. So if we bring up the navigation router here, maybe we're going to need this post ID for that updated post request to fetch the latest. But if we're going to feed an initial value for the entire post into this view, let's get rid of this post ID. Instead, inject the actual post response object. It will include the post ID, and then the view model in the new detail view can take that post ID and make the additional request for any updates. So let's change that. Let's just say post, and it's going to be a post response model, just what is used in the list view. Did not record. Okay, so it looks like we're just gonna have to deal with these issues as we go. Let's jump into post response model. It needs to be equatable. Can I just conform to equatable without yes, I think, because these are all simple raw values or simple data values, int and string, nothing, no complex structs or anything like that. So it's easy to conform to equatable. Now this should go away. Now, type root does not conform to hashable. So that is probably because this does not conform to hashable. That should be easy, right? Hashable. Let's have a look. That's straightforward as well. So there's nothing complex in there. There we go. Okay. So now our navigation link will use this route because it's now hashable. Oh. And it's also equatable, which, hold on, what was the first one? Equatable. Does hashable include equatable? Or if something's hashable, is it not? I think it is. Okay. So let's go with that. So this navigation link is now not taking a post ID, but instead taking a post. So we can just pass in the item, which is coming back from these items. Yes, we can. That's fine. Great. Okay. Now let's look at our root extension to view, which is allowing us to do this, which is to take a view which is associated with these hashable values. So this is the view we've defined, and we're saying detail view post ID, let post ID. So it's not post ID, it's post, and let's post. There we go. So the view model post detail view model is no longer going to take. Can I jump in here? Okay, just take a full post model instead of the ID. So it's a post response model. There we go. There we go. Let's say post, post. I think this is non-optional now, right? Yes. Let's do that. So this is non-optional. Return from initializer without initializing all stored properties. Oh, we get rid of this. ID, that's gone. And we're going to just grab the ID directly here. We are accessing mutable. This should not change. So I think this is fine. So it's post.post ID here. That's fine. Okay, so now we are injecting these. So technically, we're not going to have an is loading here. So technically, I can remove all the logic in this request. Why are you complaining? Can I find alert presenter? I see it up there. Should be fine. Oh, this is there. Okay. Now, technically, we should be able to run this app. We are now injecting the post. Oh, yes, sorry. To go back here to navigation link to the detail view, so to the router here. And here we go. So let view model equals post detail view. And we're going to give the view model the post that we are retrieving from the original screen. And then we launch the view, or we hand back this view for using the navigation destination with a populated view model uh, with that post object, post response object. Let's run it and find out. Are we missing anything? Build failed. We're missing something. Oh, our mocks. Okay, so okay, lots of stuff. I don't want to worry too much about my preview, but let's have a quick mock view model, post detail view model, API client with a post ID. That's just a post. And have I got a mock post? What's in the mock API client? Now I need a mock post. So let's just define one. Mock API client. What about a mock post? Can I do that? Class. Sorry, class. Did I do it? Mock API client, yeah. Okay, mock post. You know what? Can I extend the post response model here? Extension? No, no, I can't do that. I cannot do that. Cannot extend the struct. Afraid to say. Hold on. Can I? Static. Can I do static let mock equals boom. Will that work for me? So now I can just access this mock directly on the extension. Let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, post response model, one title. I'm going to just say one mocked title and body. Mocked body. All right. So where am I? Back to our preview block here. So now I'm going to say, I'm going to just write this explicitly so I'm aware it's not complicated. So mock post equals post response model dot mock. It's not a function. Oh, God. Just like that. Will that work for me? Yep. Here, mock post. Okay, nice. Let's do that and hopefully we get a preview. So our view is breaking now because if I go back to our view model, where are you, view model, post, detail, view model, there you are. Okay, if we go back to our view model, we're looking to see is it loading first of all. We're going to change this to is comments loading or something like that because we're not going to put a loading on the main screen or on the detail on the post itself. We're just going to update the post dynamically and make the user aware that it's been updated. This if post is nil. So the post is no longer nil because we are passing in a value. So we shouldn't have that view shouldn't be clickable without a value. It wouldn't display on the first screen otherwise. So this empty state is only really applies to the comments. So this entire closure is gone. Yes, it is. That's all gone. And let's go down here. So let's say else if let post. Nope. Just gonna say, see the loading is not right either, Mark. Okay, let's put that back and this is all good for the comment section, but this is the scroll view. We want this VStack. I'm going to get rid of it here and I'm going to just plug it in here. So we get a VStack now with a postcard view. All right. So we're just going to say view model dot. We don't need to check it. Right. Well, we could do a let on it, but do I want to do that? No, it's fine. Okay. Post user ID, great stuff. Divider section. So this is fine. This will be the comments section. I'm just going to comment all of this out for now. Okay, let's get rid of it. So now, do we have a previewable canvas? Go on, go. That over here. There we go. Okay, so that's fine. And that's what we want to do. I don't know if I need that canvas. I don't think I do. Instead, what I'm going to do now. So this task here is still being run on the view, and I think I'm happy with that. We need to put this task back and we need to amend it. We are not setting this loader because we don't need that. So really we're fetching an updated post in the background. So this I'm going to change to is comments loading, okay? Because we will use a loader for the comments, but right now we are not using it. We're still going to make this fetch post. The fetch post here is going to use the post ID. Excellent. And let's just jump into the API clients. Again, remind yourself of what it's doing. Fetch post with the ID, returns the post response model, grabs the all posts URL similar to what we're doing in the fetch all posts, creates a new URL by appending the ID in the path, creates the request, and then use the generic make network request to make the API request. That's all good. Okay. Now, how about let's keep it quite simple. is post. I'm going to put it uh, at published Boolean here. And it's just going to say uh, is post. No, no, not is load. Is post loading. I'm going to say is post updated, and it's going to be false. I'm not going to define the Boolean here because it's inferred. So is post updated, and it's false. So we come in here and we display the given post. We make a request. We should change this to be fetch post update. Fetch updated post. Let's go updated post. Fetch updated post. And we can stay with this API and the API client because that's fine. But now it's just a bit clearer from reading our code what we're doing with this request. So we make that additional request with the post ID. When we get back a response, we will update our post object here, but we'll also update this, and let's display some UI to the user to say this is the latest version of the post. So we will say do that. If that's successful, then we'll say is post. Well, you know what? We'll stay with edited, updated. Sorry, I'm thinking for real life, would it be edited or updated? We're kind of making up this scenario, but it's, let's say, is post updated? Yes, it's true. And that's it. That's the only time we would update that here. So we want to respond to that in our user, in our view. We would like to add some sort of UI for that, and I have nothing really in mind other than a small, maybe, I don't know. Let's ask maybe AI to give us some UI just to say the post is updated. Let's see what it comes back with. So let's grab our card. I'll go here. Here's our card, and I'm just going to give all of this to ChatGPT and ask it to give us some UI. So we could use a pill with updated, an extra label, text label would be the simplest thing with updated. Ideally, different bit of coloring would be nice, maybe green coloring. We could even have the same UI saying original if it wasn't, or edited in blue, which you see in certain messaging apps. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT. Here it is. If you select stuff, my integration complains if I select it. So I'm going to grab this guy. Okay. Can you uh, provide a simple uh, UI element? Can you help me add a simple UI element to my postcard view? Why is it not? There we go. Views. Okay. To my postcard view to represent if the post, which is represented in a scroll view in a Swift UI scroll view. So can you help me add a simple UI element to my postcard view to represent if the post is original, or edited? Let's say that edited is something you see more. Okay. Please can you provide? Please can you provide provide the updated Switch UI code for postcard view with this added UI element. I'm thinking a small pill view, which would display uh, original when the post is first loaded. It's first loaded, and then which would display original in blue, in blue, in blue when the post is first loaded, and then edited in green. In green. Maybe it's the other way around though, wouldn't it be? Original in green and edited in blue. Once my API request for the updated post returns a response. The pill label should be lightweight, should be lightweight. No, the pill label should be small and fit well into the current layout, the current postcard view layout. Let's see what it comes back with. Good idea. Thanks, ChatGPT. Okay. Is edited is false. Fine. VStack alignment. Okay. HStack alignment. User ID label. Post ID label. Can I just compare this to what I have? I can't even remember what I've got in there. Let's just put them side by side. Okay, this is what we're doing already. Spacer. Status pill. Okay, and then the text and text. So you got a H stack, horizontal stack with these two guys, a bit of a space, and these two guys. Okay, so it's fitting the pill into the right of these two, which is good because these two should never take up the full width of the screen, unless we start using very long IDs, which we're not at current. And then we've got the status pill here, which is edited. Text is at edited, original font, font weight, foreground style, padding, background is a capsule, fill is edited, that. Okay, let's just grab this and go for it. Are we going to copy all of this? New flags control status pill, we may do. The divider is here. Okay, so this is our views file, which is containing our reusable views. Got a postcard view, still good. Is edited is our new flag. We'll leave the comment there. The V stack, fine. Top row with IDs on the left and status pill on the right. Very good. And I don't like these spaces. Let's get rid of those. The title, that's fine. And the post body is fine. And because these are just pretty straightforward, I'm just going to inline these as long as the code is readable. I don't like to inline two modifiers, view modifiers in a row, but one is fine. What do we got? 34. Okay, status pill here is this, and we'll extract these in a while. Not now though. Okay, so that's us. That's it. I'm gonna go back to status pill here. It's going to be is edited. We need to pass this in. So if I go, oops, not that. If I go back to our view, why does it collapse everything? Not the list view, the detail view here. There we go. Should have some warnings on this, right? Let's bring up the preview like this. No, that's oh, look at this. Here we go. Original. Did that just load after 2.5 seconds? It did. That's excellent. Okay, so we're getting this out of the box because our mock is set up with a delay. Um, oh, let's just, oh, can I get rid of this? It's hard to see exactly what I'm doing. All right, back to here. No, no, no. That's not what I'm doing. Here, there you go. Go back to the, have a look at this again. It's going to reload. Original, that updated, but it did not change the postcard view. So let me get rid of this for a minute. Um, to be honest, I'm not very good with working with the previews. I like this code layout instead. Okay, so the postcard view, let's jump in, have a quick look. The is edited is false, so it's going to show this original pill all the time. You know what? I think our implementation is kind of bespoke, custom to this app. I might change that editing, and I might not show the pill unless it's updated. So leave it visible. Oh, there we go. Didn't see that happening. So that's another good reason not to. So I'm going to say here's is edited. It's false, and I'll just say if is edited is true, then we'll show the status pill. Otherwise, we won't. So the status pill now doesn't need to have this injected. Instead, it's going to say, oh, maybe. No, no, it doesn't need that. So it's just going to say, I'm not going to say original. You know what? I'm going to say updated. Updated, which is what we originally were going to do. And do I need to capitalize it? I think we're fine. This again is gone, so it's going to be blue. We're changing our criteria for this UI as we go. This is gone as well. No need now. It's just there if it's updated. Status pill. None of those. So once again, let's get rid of the is edited and the opacity. I think I might keep. Let's keep the opacity on the blue. And is that one too many? No. Is it? No, that's fine. Okay. I'm going to inline these because there's no need for this. Background, fine. I haven't used this capsule before. A capsule shape aligned inside the frame of the view containing it. Nice. Padding and that, okay. Let's do that or not. Okay, status pill. Ideally then, if this class begins to get bigger and we're not extracting to separate files, let's put a mark on each of these. Divider there, not pill, just divider. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. The postcard view up the top and uh, post postcard view. Rid of that. Get rid of this additional import, and I'm going to go with that. All right. So can we run again and have a look at our simulator? This should remove the pill from the main list. We've got the loader, everything looks as it did. We tap in here. All right. Okay, so we are back to our post detail view here. Let's get rid of this. We come in here, we make our request. Where's our view model? We make our request. There you go. Is post updated? Is here. Got you. So this guy needs to pass in this guy. All right. Yeah, I think that's okay, right? Is edited. We're going to say view model dot is post updated. Have some reservations here. Let's have a look. And we go tap this updated straight away. So is post updated? It's no. If I get rid of that, yeah, okay. I'm going to do some trickery here just to simulate a slow, that's amazing. Just to simulate a slow API response, I'm going to do a sleep there before I update the pill. Just to simulate it, we could simulate it using the network conditioner either, but it's going to take longer to set that up. There you go. Look at that. Okay, that's perfect. So let's go with this for the updated. I think we're happy with that. Now we need to make the comments request. And I think we're going to just make an asynchronous request in here also. So make both requests in the task modifier on the view. I think that's okay. Like we could get the view model to make these requests for us, but I think it's fine in here. So let's add, what are we at? We're at 42 minutes. Let's just jump into it. I think we can make some progress inside the hour. So let's say a new function to fetch comments, asynchronous. No, none of that. Uh, fine, we'll take that. Asynchronous, it doesn't throw. No, no sleeping. Is comments loading should be, well, I get you. Is comments loading here? Yes, it should be true. Outside the block. We will then do a try, await API client, not fetch post. It will be API client. We're in fetch comments. API client, fetch comments. Comments for comments for post ID. Post ID. Oh my god. Okay, try that. It's not there yet, but it will be. Let's put that into the API client in here. So it's going to be a function. It's going to just say fetch comments, post ID. It's an int. And I like using this additional for in the signature. It's going to be asynchronous. It's going to throw, and it's going to return an array of comment response models. Absolutely, it is. Okay, so I think we'll go to our API model now, which is here. Let's go here and do that. Nice, 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 nice. We're not going to separate these just at the moment. So I'll put in markers like we did before. So let's say mark post, just to make the class easy to read. first glance post response model, and we're going to have a comments response model, which I'm guessing is going to be very similar, but not identical. So we're going to have a struct. It's going to be called comment response model. It is going to be codable, hashable, not necessarily. So I'll take out the hashable. Let's only put in what we need. Codable. Let's grab the response here. So it's going to be this guy. Let's just grab the whole lot. Bang, put that in there. Post ID. Got you. Okay, so it's going to come back with a post ID. These are all vars. So let's do that. I'm going to go here, var, and here, var. Can we just do this a bit smarter? Do that, var. So, and let's do the same again here, here, no, here, 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 boom. These are different types. Oops, not that. Different types of the post ID. Let's just do it from the start. The post ID is an int. The comment ID, so let's say comment ID, we'll put in some coding keys so it is decoded correctly. Boom, boom. And then these guys are all strings. So let's go string. Let's close up these spaces. Here, string, and string. All right. All right. Post ID comment. Okay, so let's add in some coding keys. Enum, coding keys. Excellent. Post ID. Yes, that's excellent. Very good. So the comment ID will be stored on the model as a comment ID, but decoded from the response as an ID. And that is it, right? We can throw in a mock if we want, but yes, maybe we should. So maybe we should say static let mock. Oh, I should do the extension. Mock equals a post, a comment response model like that. Kaboom, 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 kaboom. Let's say the post ID is 99. The comment ID is 100. The name is, let's say it is Mark Jones mock. The email is mark@mock.com. And mark@mock.com. The body is just mock body, just like that. Static properties may only be declared on a type, absolutely. So let's create an extension on the original model like that. Now we will move this into the extension. That. So now we've got a mock for using in our preview. We've got our comment response model. Let's jump back to the view. Is here. Okay, back to the view model is here. How are we doing on time? 49.5 minutes. Can you just excuse me for 1 minute? I'll be straight back. Okay, sorry about that. Let's keep going. So fetch comments is comments loading. We set those to true. Then we go to our API client and make the request. Did we put that in place? We did. Fetch comments for post ID. It's an int and it sends back our response models, and we are not conforming here. So let's grab this. Let's put it in. Let's mark out these uh, post requests, mark post requests. And let's further down add in our mark comments, comment requests, which we'll only have one of for the moment, but it's good practice. Okay, do that. Now, so we're going to say, yes, it's going to be a let comments URL equals the base URL, appending path components. This guy, oh, we need to look at this. Okay. API client posts endpoint. Let's add in a comments endpoint. Let's have a look at this API. It's going to be, I think it has query params in this API, which is slightly different than how we were structuring our previous requests. So comments endpoint. Here we go. Okay, comments, and then we have these query items. So slightly different than our last. So it is comments. There you go. And the query item. Okay, let's create it. Static let what is it? It's a post ID. Yes, okay. Post ID. Post ID query key. That's great. Okay, gonna copy that. Let's jump out of there and fetch comments. Here we are, still good. Make this a little bit bigger. Base URL, pending components, constants API client, comments, endpoint. And now, okay, now I got to recall how to do the query items. Okay, so the let's query items equals URL query item close. So we don't have this string. So we're going to say constants API client post query ID key. And we're going to plug in a value here. I'm going to separate these onto two lines, keep everything short if we can. It's going to be a string and it's going to be a post ID. It's non-optional. It will always convert. That's fine, right? The query items is an array. And there's only one item in it. That's good. Missing return instance, that's fine. Okay, now how do I add this query item? I just gotta recall how I'm doing that. Okay, so we just add them directly to the URL request. So have I created a request? Not yet. Let's create the request. So let request equals URL request with a URL. It's the comments URL. Is there an API for adding the query items? No, I don't think. Is there? We could just go back here and say URL request. What have we got? Cache policy timeout interval. Nice. But let's just go with the URL. So it's URL And the URL is the comments URL. Great stuff. And now the request, uh, request, request dot append. Some go away, go away. So make this a bar, okay? Because we're gonna add query items. There's probably a better API for doing this, but let's just go with it. Append request, append query items. No, URL, URL. Append the list of query items to the URL. Okay, excuse me. It's not on request. Let's go comments URL dot append path components query items. Query items. There we go. And now the request is result call is unused. Ah. Okay. So we have to set this again. Okay, so what I'm doing elsewhere is slightly different, but let's just see what's going on here. Cannot assign that because it's a let. So switch that to a var. I think it's the same thing. So what I was doing in another app here is creating the URL request, then grabbing the URL object and adding the query items. But this is better, I think. So now we have a let here to create the request. It's created using our URL that already has the query items. And then we will make our network call. Okay, so it's going to be a return, try await, make network request with the request, and the request is this, and it's going to expect this response. That's it. Okay, we're just handling the simple error handling of 200s success or not, really. We throw the error if it's not a 200. Okay, so back to our view. I think this response or this request is in place and should work. So I am going to queue this up here. I'm not too concerned with which happens first. So I'm actually going to set this one up first in our task. So it's await view model dot fetch comments. So let's do that. And in the comments, should I use the preview? Oh, should I use the preview? I don't want to. Okay, so am I going to use the preview? I think I am. Let's get rid of this, add in the preview. I'm using this preview here, but naturally I don't often work with the previews. I don't spend that much time on UI. It's usually quick and done. Aha, I failed to build a scheme list and detail. Why? Okay, we'll just run the app. Incorrect. Fetch comments. Post detail view model. Fetch comments. Okay. Give me the API client. So we do go back to our code on the right. API client, jump in here. For post ID, fetch comments. Where are you? Here you are. Okay. It's just a for, is it? There you go. For post ID. Go. And we don't update. So the comments are here. This is the post. Do we keep the post related stuff together? and the comments stuff together. So let's make another published var comments. And there you go. Look at that. Nice. It's empty. Great. Okay, and now we update the comments here. That is comments loading. Yeah, let's do that. I think that's valid. So we update it. Let's set this to false. And handle errors should also be false. Before and after, I think that makes sense. Okay, so now if I go back to the view, can I run that? Mock is not conforming. So the mock API client, got you, does not now. So it's func. Give me the conformance. Will you do it? Yes, you will. Fetch comments with delay, excellent, will fail. With delay, to the wait, will fail, throws the error, and I'm going to use, oh, look at that. Instance method has different argument labels. Got you. So this is for, right, okay, it's just a post ID, isn't it? Yes. No. It's post ID. Get rid of that. Boom. That's it. Async throws with delay. It's fine. Will fail. That's fine. Return an array of these guys. We can just use the mock. So actually, let's just get rid of this and say dot mock, which we implemented already, and it's static. So there you go. And we could maybe put a few of these in, right? Thing to stop us doing that. Okay, so we got 3 of them. God. Okay, missing return. Sorry, I need the return here because that. Great. Great. How are we doing on time? Okay, we're 103 now, so let's see how we do. We can break this video up. But let's see where we are. Can I run this now? Okay, running, and that's it. Fetch our posts, jump in here. This is updated after a second. All right, did we make the comments request? I'll have a look at Charles here. And I don't know. I do not know. Oh, well, hold on. Let's have a quick look at the view. Post detail views here. Go away. Go away. Okay. We're not doing anything with this. So, and I do need the view model here. Just have a quick look. The fetch comments is in place and we are using this. So the scroll view, the section is here. So you've got a divider, the section, it's all inside a scroll view, and I think that makes sense. So we will add, all right, a for each, yes. For each comments, comment in, and do we have a card view for this? No, can we? Okay, comment card view. I'm not sure I have that. So reference doing that. I think we could use this, couldn't we? Really? What's this? Conform to identifiable. Okay, so the comments response model, to use this for each, this needs to be identifiable. That's fine. Let's just conform. Does not conform to protocol identifiable. Why? Oh, would match if comments response will conform to any object. Bada bing, bada boom. Codable. Really? Why not? The last model is absolutely fine with that. Hashable? Do we get identifiable for free? No exact matches in call. Candidate requires that. Stop that. I'm just going to let underscore print. Sorry, let underscore equals print something. Just on a print statement in our view block, referencing view model. Can I see the view model here? Comments. Here we go. So view model.comments, comment in, and it's one of these. Referencing initializer init content on for each requires that comment response model conform to identifiable, where data dot element equals comment response model. We could use the generate, but let's just have a look and see why this is not identifiable. Identifiable. Type comments does not conform to any object. Protocol requires property ID with object identifier. Right. Right. But comments, it's this comment ID that's identifiable, right? So if I mark that as unique, let me just ask ChatGPT to solve this for me, as we are getting a bit short on time. Okay. Here we go. I want to make my comment response model conform to identifiable. The comment ID int will be unique. How can I make the model conform to identifiable based on this comment ID? Response model conform to identifiable. The comment ID integer on the model will be unique. How can I make the model conform to identifiable? Based on this comment ID. Let's see what it comes back with. It's getting a bit dark here, so I'm going to close my blinds and turn on the light. So let's set it down. ChatGPT time to think. So grab a drink while we're at it and increase the size of this so we can easily read it. Okay, here we go. So object identifier. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine, but can't I? Yes, not self, but based on what does this API look like? Don't I use this elsewhere? Here we go. ID, post ID. God's sake, use that. All right, not post ID, but comment ID. So now we can just go back here I'm gonna get rid of all of these. Don't need these now. Why? Oh, get rid of that. That's it. Now we are defining the uniqueness of the model for the for each statement with the key path comment ID. Okay, so yeah, it's a quick, just ChatGPT is so useful just to ask questions and then immediately the answer becomes apparent. Okay, so there we go, comment in, and we're doing lots of print statements here. We need a view though. What were we using in the list? We are using the postcard view. Let's jump in here. Here it is. A postcard view takes a user ID. Okay, okay. Have a quick look at our comments response here. It has a post ID, a comment ID, a name, an email, and a body. Or really, will we ask ChatGPT or will we just do something similar? I think we will just do something similar. All right. My response model is very, very similar. So if I go here, the post response model. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT. We've done it before and we've been kind of doing it to now. Okay, a new query here and get rid of this comment here. There we go. Please, can you give me a simple but elegant, simple design for a comment card view, which I can use in a Swift UI list view, um, based on this, based on the data in my response model. Do we want any separations or anything? Let's just go with that. Let's just go with that. Response model is here. There you go. Boom. Let's see what it comes back with. Please can give me a simple design for a comment card view, which I can use in a sweep. Okay, so here's a simple, clean comment card view you can drop into a list or scroll view. It focuses on readability and works well with your comments response model. Name, email, comment body, lightweight, works nicely inside a list. Oh God, okay. Bit of code, but let's do it. Let's grab that. Okay, let's see what it's like. It just saves us quite a bit of time. The for each is there. All right, and if you're inside a list, add list row insets and list row background. Okay, let's go with it and come back to that. Where is our view? Views are post detail view, view model. Where are these again? Common, constant. Is it in views? It is. Okay, so the status pill is there. The divider. I'm going to keep these views at the top. You know, we're beginning to get to a stage where maybe it's worth extracting these these larger views, comments, hard view. Let's do that. Make a bit of space. Get rid of the import. We don't need it. So we've got a comment card view that conforms to view. We've got a comment that's passed in. We've got a body with a V stack. Let's get rid of these comments. A H stack in there. Do we need that? Maybe. No, no. Text has the name. Then we've got a spacer. We've got more text. We should be extracting on that. Email. Let's just take that out. Another divider, no space needed. Body is fine. We've got padding and a background. I will inline this. And then we've got an overlay with a rounded rectangle and a stroke line with line width. Okay, let's have a look and see what it looks like. I think I'm going to be going with it. Either that or I'm going to reuse this view, which is quite simple. Um, all right, back to my view here. We are, all right, okay, so here's the for each comment. We'll just return. We don't need to use return. We'll just say comment card view with the comment, and then we pass in a comment. Oops. Oops. There we go. Comment like that. Let's get rid of the, let's leave the print statement in case we have some debugging to do. And let's implement the progress view. So we'll say if view model dot is comments is loading, then we'll just plug in our progress view, and let's just grab the progress view that we are using here. You know what? We're probably going to use this content unavailable logic as well. So let's go back here, and if it's loading, do this display the loading, the loader progress view. Else, if the view model comments is empty, this would be false. If this is empty, then we'll do this content unavailable with the same image. Empty state message is no post to display. We're going to change that in the post detail to no comments, lowercase, no comments to display. It's static empty state, so we just need to change this really. Go back here, list view, there we go. Post detail, we're fine for that. And then finally, you're just going to say else do this. We'll get rid of that. Boom, boom, boom. And bring the for each in here like that. Okay, something is amiss, but we will not worry about it just yet. And this is the V stack, all in a scroll view. That's your scroll view. And can I get rid of this? Yes, I will. You're gone. Okay, not 100% sure what the initializer issue is. Comments is empty. Else, the for each is identifiable on this. We've got a comment card view. If I take this out, no. I'm going to lower my desk. Guys, just stand in for a while. Whoa, what's going on here? What's going on? What is going on? View model is comments loading. That's fine. Content unavailable. If comments is empty, that's fine. Hold on. No, that's fine. Else, for each, do your thing. There's the else. Closed. VStack closed. Damn it. Okay. I'm just going to this candidate. Ambiguous use of init. Okay, let's try it. The compiler is returning. compiler is returning an error. Ambiguous use of init. Do you see what the problem is in my post detail view body? Okay, the divider. What? Really? Let's have a uh, what's happening in your project? You've defined a custom view. Really? Why was it not showing that issue before? If that's the case, that's not the case. That's not the case. Okay, so we've something else going on there. It's some of the new code, switch right divider. Um, I did wonder why that error wasn't being thrown before, because divider, there's a slightly different signature on divider, but I've removed it here, so it's fine. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put back the divider, and I'm going to remove all of this because this is what we implemented that's causing the issue. I'm going to get rid of this here, put a bit of space so we can see what's going on. This is gone. So it's the progress view. So what if I add in this if here with a progress view, and then I'll put the else. Really? Oh, but no, that's okay. Does it run? No. There's something amiss here. I need this back, do I? Try that. Run. Failed. Redeclaration of empty. Okay, so this is some live SwiftUI debugging. Let's. Oh, oh, I did not see that. Oh, right. Empty state message. Got you. Okay, so let's go posts empty state message and comments empty state message. I don't have a posts in here, but nonetheless, I'll use the comments empty state here. We don't need this because I don't have an empty state on the comments section. So that's what the issue was. That's what the initializer was giving out about, which is unusual. And in here, we put in comments empty state. So very easy to catch you out. ChatGPT didn't help there, but I have found that that is where it's really useful in complex views. If you have some issues that maybe are difficult to pin down, it often can find the issue quite quickly. Not in this instance, but it does do. Okay, so we've got print statements here. Let's run. See, does it compile? We've implemented quite a bit there from UI perspective and the API request. So let's see what we get. Interesting. I don't like this background at all, but it works. I think we need to get rid of that scroll. Okay, so I think ChatGPT did say that, right? Let's just take this off screen and bring back the SwiftUI layout, which we looked at before. What were its suggestions? List row insets, list row background color. Really? Is that it? Not the insets. Every list. Okay, well, I'll add those in. Why do we need additional insets? I don't think we do. They list the coloring, yes. Let's have a look. Hold on. It's a It's not a list. It's in a for each. Avatar style initial. No, I don't. This is not. Okay, so we're just using a for each. Um, that's not going to work there. Right? I don't think so. It's not a list. Or is it? Good Lord, is a list. No, no, here we go. Okay, I need to get rid of these scroll view insets on the scroll view. So, okay, I think we can go back to our comment card view text background. Is this rectangle with the color? Can I add opacity to this? Where do I do this? Opacity? Yes, opacity. Here we go. No. Ugh. Opacity. There we go. And 0 point. So fully opaque is not see through. So 0.1 is almost see through, right? Be better. Okay, I see it. It's a bit weird looking. Maybe 2.5 like that. And let's get rid of these print statements. Definitely the scroll indicators. Hide, is it hide? I can't remember exactly what it's called. Ugh. What about how do I can't remember how to get rid of um the dark mode. Window edit IO. No features. Toggle appearance. That's it. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Ooh. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's not right. Color. Let's say blue. Run it now. That's better. Let's go with that. And at least it stands out. Um, how opaque are we? Can we go even more? 1.5. And finally, we could spend more time on this, but there's no need to. We're just um, demonstrating the concept. What was I doing? Oh yes, the scroll indicators. So is it hide? Hide? No, no, no. Sorry, not you. Not you. No, no. There we go. Scroll indicators. Hide scroll indicators. No, it's not actually. Come on. Scroll view. Oh, scroll indicator in a Swift UI scroll view. Scroll indicators hidden. That is it. Scroll indicator hidden dot hidden. Just like that. Let's run it again. Okay, this is quite simple, and I'm fine with this UI. Quite simple. In here, okay, we've got our original post. We are making a second request and updating, adding this updated pill if it's correct. And we're displaying all of these comment cards for each of the comments afterwards. And in there we are displaying, but it's very, okay, so let's have a quick look. We're doing the VStack. We've got the name. Here, let me look at the response. So it's quite unclear. So we've got the name, which just doesn't look like a name. Name, email, and body. Yeah, we need those labels because these cards, like the names don't look like names. The emails do. So what have we got? We've got a comment name. Let's just add in the actual labels here. And I'm not going to extract these to name to I'm not going to extract these to our constants file just at the moment. Maybe we can clean it up later. Reason being, I just want to comment ID. Have a look at that. Comment ID, very good. All right, okay. I think I could say ID. Is that a bit clearer? Yes, a space. Then we have email. So let's say email and do that. Close this up and open this here like that. Get rid of this text. Good Lord. That's fine. Comment the body. Okay. So I'll just say the comment is that. And how do we look like that? Let's fire through. See, does that make it a bit clearer with the data that's being sent back from the response, which is just Latin. In fact, the main posts card could do with that as well. Ooh, ooh, okay. Comment, name, email. Okay, so this is where you could spend quite a bit of time. And how much time do you want to spend? That's the thing. Okay, so let's take this out here. Boom, 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 boom. That's not a good approach. Like that. So give me this is the text item for name. There you go. Should be in a H stack. H stack. There you go. Boom, boom. I'm going to say, give me a text object. Just going to say name. Like that. And headline really, maybe VStack. VStack with name, and then this text. So we're just having labels. Here you go. Put that there. Name, like that. The spacer, the comment ID. Lads, that's not right. I think we should not spend too much time here. Let's have a look at our time on the clock. Yeah, we're over an hour and a half. So I'm going to look at refactoring or redesigning these views in a separate video. So I'm going to run this last time, just make sure we're getting back the responses and everything we need. And let's commit that. Okay, we've got these cards for comments. That's great. Nothing's clickable. I think that's pretty good. I think we're happy with that for now. We could look at the mocking on this progress view. Can I even see the progress view? No, I can't. If I have a quick look in post detail view model is here. Let's add in an artificial weight just here. And let's run it again. Okay. Measure simulator. See the progress there. There we go. And we can also see that the progress is in the wrong place here. Here we go. Progress view. So it's on the left-hand side of this VStack because it's leading. We really should center this, push it down like we did in the list view. But let's worry about that later. Let's push what we have and we can come back to any work we want. So let's go for video 8. Let's try and summarize our work here. Make sure we have everything in. Video 8. Can I look at this code? No, I won't. So I'll do the video 8. Video 8. So we've added our new API request. Our model and mock added the API request to the mock API client for previews. We've added some constants here. Oh yes, for the empty state, which we have not looked at yet. So we can look at that later. Detail view, we pass in the original post object. So that's a big thing. The views here we've added in our comments card view. We have in the list view, we have, yes, updated this navigation link with the post item rather than the post ID. That's fine. This is our preview block we discussed at the start of this video. In the post detail view, we've updated quite a bit. So we've added in the VStack with the postcard view for the initial post, with the updated pill for when the update for the additional post request that happens in the post detail view. We display the updated pill when we get a response back from that request. We have a divider, a section header for the comments. We have a loader progress indicator, which maybe we can improve the positioning on that, but it's working. We have a content unavailable screen, which we haven't tested, but that should be fine. And then we have a for each in the else for when we have comments to display, and we display those in that card that we got ChatGPT to design for us. It's quite rudimentary and also needs improvement. But it's fine, not for this video. We've hidden the scroll view, that's okay. And we've added these asynchronous tasks into the task modifier. There's no stipulation or restriction or requirement for one to finish before the other or be handled before the other. They're both asynchronous. They both get called. Whichever comes back first, we handle in the UI using combine and published variables for the is loading booleans and the post object, the is updated boolean for when the post gets updated, and the comments response models when they get updated. They affect the view as well. We discussed this preview block earlier, and here's the view model with those added publish for post, is post updated, comments array, and is comments loading, and then we've added in this API for fetching. So that's pretty much it. Video 8 added, let's say inject original post object to post detail view. Fetch uh, any fetch updates on post from API with UI pill element with UI pill for updated post fetch comments and display beneath section in comments card. That's good enough, I think. Oops, that's out of there. And let's push that. Okay, so that's 8 videos. This is a long one, 1 hour and 40 minutes. So yeah, I think we might have one more video just to maybe overview what we've got See if there's any cleaning up, maybe extract some of those strings, look at those UI issues just to clean things up. And that's it. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.